Really funny on YouTube. People will reach out and ask you a broad question like, what did you learn in your 20s? What was the most important thing that you learned in your 20s? And it's such a, like, I suppose, such a flippant question that somebody will ask you, but actually when you go to think of it, because you want to answer, you want to engage with people, the answer is actually so deep. But when I look back on my 20s, what's the biggest lesson I learned? It's a self-sabotaging nature. So what do I mean by that? I have all this drive and all this want to build up, whether it's relationships with friends, relationships with partners, work, all that. And I love getting stuck in it and I love seeing things flourish. But then for some stupid reason, I self-sabotage. And Steve Jobs has this great quote where he talks about connecting the dots looking back. And it is now, I'm 32, so I can really look back at my 20s and I can see certain trends of when things were way on the up. And then I can see certain trends where I just make these ridiculous decisions and self-sabotage. Man, it's actually something, it's a human thing. We all do it. Some of us recognize it, most of us don't. Actually, there's a key thing that I do, I keep a diary, and it's a hugely beneficial tool. If ever you have a bit of spare time to read back on certain periods, you get a great insight into where your head's at that time, but you get to look at it with the wisdom of what you have right now. And it's hugely valuable. Anyway, so for me, I can look back, I can look at beautiful relationships with partners where I really, really made a complete balls of it. Really good friendships where I took them for granted and I made a balls of it and self-sabotaged. Really, really good business projects that I didn't appreciate all the value and worth in them, and I canned them, or I just didn't value and appreciate them, and so they withered away. And so when I look back, I suppose recognizing, as I said, that self-sabotaging nature is so important for me as I look forward, because the things that you do, they only multiply. You only get involved in bigger projects, bigger, more important relationships, all that. And so it's so important to take the wisdom from your past and, I suppose, take it for where you are right now and apply it for going forward. And that scary self-sabotaging nature, as I said, it's in all of us. Only some of us recognize it, but recognizing that for me is something really, really key and something that I'm really, really conscious of for going forward.